named a rising leader in 2021. It's been 5 years now, so how much has changed with you personally and professionally?
Oh gosh, a lot. So I joined Lakes Gas. So I'm currently at Lakes Gas as their marketing manager. I joined them in April of 2020 when just everything went crazy with the world. It was just a very chaotic time in life. But there's been a lot that has happened in the past 5 years, and it's still hard for me to believe that it's been 5 years since I was named a rising leader. I've turned 30, which is crazy because I'm always like, oh my gosh, like 30-year-olds, they have it all together. They know what they're doing. But I've turned 30 this past August, which was a ton of fun. But on the professional side, goodness, in 2022, I was honored with being named the Young Woman of the Year through the World Liquid Gas Association. Still, like 4 years later, I'm still completely shocked by that and just so grateful and humbled for being recognized on that level. In 2023, I pitched a new council idea to the NPGA Executive Committee, which then was approved, and we now have the Young Professionals Council in the YPC. And I work from home. As you can see, I have my cat Oliver here, and he's a very clingy animal. Um, so in 2024, we officially launched the Young Professionals Council, which is a business council of the YPC or of the National Propane Gas Association. Um, it's been 2 years now, and we officially have just around 115 members. So what's really cool about this council is it's something that is very directed towards the younger generations in our industry. So to be a part of the council, you have to be 40 years old or younger. So it's really tailored towards those younger generations in the industry. And we do a lot to cater towards them and try and make sure that they know that they have a place in the industry, and that they have connections in the industry that are similar to them, and that they can connect with on, a generational level. So we launched that in 2024. Last year in 2025, we had our very first Young Professional of the Year award. So we originally had brought the 30 under 30 program, which was launched in like 2020. We had brought that into the YPC, and then we kind of realized, we had to make a few adjustments. And so we created this Young Professional of the Year award instead. So last year at Expo is when we gave out the award. And then this year, just the start of 2026 here, the YPC launched a state engagement program. So we've partnered with 10 state associations to have them sponsor one individual from their association to send them to a national, whether it be the NPGA Expo or the fall board meeting, to kind of help expose someone who's younger in their association to what goes on the national level. Within Lakes Gas, we continue to grow our online presence, which has been so much fun. I had the opportunity to hire an employee to work in the marketing department at Lakes Gas, and I hired her, I think it was in like 2022, 2021, I can never remember. But she's been absolutely wonderful to work with, and it was great for me because I hired her when she was still in college, and she worked part-time for us while she was finishing up college, and then after she graduated, she came on full-time. And she has done absolutely amazing things. Sam Griner is her name. She's done amazing things for our online presence. And we've been able to grow that and really make sure that our reputation, both in our communities and in the industry, is really, really a great one. So it's been a very chaotic 5 years, and I still, gosh, I can't believe it's been 5 years. It's gone by like so fast.
Yeah, that's a lot. There's something, it seems, every year that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't sit still for too long, that's for sure.
With everything that you've been doing, where do you get the motivation? to do all this?
That's a good question. I am someone who I tend to get an idea in my head, and I don't let that idea go very easily. And so that's kind of always been just part of who I am. But I have always really wanted to, make a difference. And I came into this industry when I was young. I started working part-time at Westmore when I was 16 years old. And I attended a trade show with my dad, who also worked at Westmore, Mike Hennen. I attended a trade show with him the summer after I graduated high school. And I noticed, actually might have been the summer before my senior year. Regardless, I noticed that there was not a ton of women and there was not a ton of young people. There's really not a lot of young people. And but the thing that drew me to the industry was the then president of the Minnesota State Association. He welcomed me and was so kind and nice to me. And I watched my dad interact with his competitors, and they were friendly, and his competitors knew about me and my siblings, and my dad knew about their families. And so just to see that camaraderie within the industry, like that really drew me to that. Um, and so being one of the only younger people and, one of few women in the industry, I really wanted to create space and build something where young women and young individuals coming into the industry really felt welcomed, and not intimidated, not nervous to state their opinions or bring up different ideas. And so I've always been very, very focused around the younger generations in our industry. And I hope to always be that way, because when we as an industry, as a company, as an individual person, when you stick on something for too long, just because that's the way we've always done it, that's when we lose ground, and we're going to fail. And so by bringing in younger people with new ideas and different ways to do things, I think that's how we as an industry, a company, as an individual, you can succeed. And so I've always been very, very focused on ensuring that younger people and women in this industry have a place to come where they feel comfortable, and that they can know that they're not alone, and understand that there's a support system there for them to ensure that they are successful in this industry and in their personal lives as well. So that's always been my biggest motivation, and something I hope to continue to do, and continue to, instill in others that they do the same as well.
How do you persevere in challenging times?
Honestly, being a young person, as I kind of touched on earlier, being a young person and being a female in the industry, you're definitely in the minority. And although the women in the industry, it is growing, which is great to see. There's a lot more women coming in. There's a lot more younger people coming in, which is something I absolutely love to see. But it definitely has brought challenging times and difficulties, and times, where I've maybe been looked at a little bit like I'm too young to know what I'm talking about, or I don't bring the experience that other people may bring, which is true. I don't have 40 years of experience. I'm only 30 years old. But I have a really, really wonderful support system in my family. As I mentioned, my dad, Mike Hennen, he's been in the industry for close to 40 years. My older sister, Miranda, she is a chief engineer at Westmore as well. And then my younger brother also works at Westmore. So 4/5 of my family works in the industry, 3 of them at Westmore. My mom does not work in the industry. That would just be too many people. But I have a really, really strong support system in my family. My dad and my sister can be my sounding board sometimes when I am frustrated or I'm feeling like, okay, maybe I am too young or maybe I don't know enough. I can go to my dad and my sister and really kind of talk through things with them. And especially my sister. My sister is 3 years older than me, so she understands, being young and being a female in the industry, and especially her because she's in the engineering world, which there's really not a lot of females there. Um, so I'm very lucky to have the family that I have and the passion that everyone in my family has for this industry, and the care that we have for each other has been a huge, huge blessing for me.
Yeah, I didn't realize like your whole family worked in the
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel bad for my mom sometimes when we all get together and we just start talking about stuff in the industry, and she's just like, uh-huh.
What advice would you give to young up and coming propane industry members who are striving to become leaders within their company?
I would just tell them, make sure that you stay the person that you are. Regardless of your personality, if you have a more soft, shy personality or if you're more outgoing, stick to the person that you are and stay true to who you are. This industry is a very welcoming industry, and it's a very supportive industry. And that's why we have the programs and the councils and the groups that we do have, because we want to make sure there's something for everyone. So you don't feel like you have to change the person that you are just to become a leader. You can be a leader and still be a very soft-spoken, kind-hearted person. Not all leaders have to be the ones that just like plow through everything. That's something I've come to find out is you can still be very, very successful and be the exact person that you are. You can be a sensitive person. You can be a quiet person, and you can still make a really, really large impact on people. So, my biggest piece of advice for people coming into the industry or young folks in the industry is please just continue to be the person that you are and don't change yourself for anyone or change the person that you are to try and get into a leadership role. You're good enough the way that you are, and just continue to work on growth and work on being yourself so that you can amplify your personality versus push it down or change who you are.